From crazy crashes and being just 4 penalty points away from getting banned,
Max Verstappen now winning his 4th F1 World Championship.
Verstappen crosses the line to win 9 Grand Prix in a row. Max Verstappen wins 10 Grand Prix in a row to take the all-time record.
to being a 4-time world champion. This is how the worst driver dominated everyone in Formula 1. At the time Max Verstappen came into F1, he had potential, but suddenly it felt like he was not supposed to be there at all. Or maybe he was just not born for this. But if Max was not born to race, then who was? I mean, his father is Jos Verstappen, and at the time Max was born in September of 1997, his father was still racing for Tyrrell, and his mom? Sophie Kumpen, a Belgian former kart racer. You just knew that Max had to be interested in racing, and he got his first taste of the motorsport at the age of 2 by riding a quad bike at the family's home. By the age of 4, he moved up to karting, and believe it or not, he won his first race at the age of 7. The next several years saw him competing in national and European championships across karting categories, and of course, he was winning. At that point in Max's life, his parents divorced, and he was left to live with his very strict father. Jos's approach to parenting and advancing his son's career faced a lot of criticism, but he responded in a television documentary, Max Verstappen, Anatomy of a Champion, saying he was strict and uncompromising because he believed that the approach was much needed for Max to reach the peak of his career. And did he actually get there? Well, at age 16, he was already competing in the European Formula 3 category, which is a step above karting to open-wheel single-seater racing. Again, Max was the best among other drivers in the series. He had 10 wins and finished 3rd overall in the F3 Drivers' Championship because he was unable to finish multiple races. So how was he perceived as the worst driver? In 2015, when Max was just 17, he entered F1 and became the youngest driver to ever compete in an F1 race. He was welcomed as Scuderia Toro Rosso and had the first race at an Australian Grand Prix, but ended the race after 32 laps due to engine failure. That season wasn't impressive for Max, as he finished 12th in the Drivers' Championship, and his best race result was 4th place. But looking on the bright side, his performance actually earned him a promotion from Toro Rosso to Red Bull Racing for the 2016 F1 season. The season also started slowly with a 10th place finish at the season opener in Australia, but soon he had a victory at the Spanish Grand Prix, which made him the youngest driver to ever win an F1 championship race at 18. At the end of the season, he bagged the 5th position, 2 spots behind his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. Fast forward to the 2017 season, where Max failed to finish 7 of his first 14 races. And as if that was not enough, he was involved in 3 first-lap collisions and scored only 1 top 3 finish during the span. However, he was able to win 2 of the season's final 6 races, one in Malaysia and the other in Mexico. He later finished the season in 6th place in the Drivers' Championship, and again behind Ricciardo. The 2018 season was even worse because Max's aggressive driving caused collisions that forced other drivers off the track and drew penalties from race officials. It also drew criticism from other drivers, even his own team and fans of F1. But this time, he won twice and finished the season 4th in the Drivers' Championship. In 2019, Red Bull made a change that marked the dawn of a new era. Red Bull switched engine suppliers for the 2019 season, a change that proved beneficial for Max. He won 3 races and claimed 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship, beating his own previous best. And this time, he substantially outperformed his new teammate, Alex Albon, who was finished 5 spots behind him in the championship standings. That win made Max the team's lead driver, but little did anyone know that Max was just starting. He did it again in the 2020 season, finishing 3rd in the Drivers' Championship behind the great Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. In all, Max won 2 races, and in others, he finished 2nd or 3rd. The 2021 season saw a very hot rivalry between Max and Hamilton, who clashed severally and led to very serious accidents in the British and Italian Grand Prix. Surprisingly, Max won 10 races and seized a narrow victory over Hamilton in the championship. The deed was done after a tough season-closing race in Abu Dhabi that ended with a controversial decision by race officials. That was the first for Max Verstappen, and it was unbelievable for everyone, even Max himself, as he said in the post-interview. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know what to say. But what most people didn't know at the time was that Max was going to do it again and again. The start of the 2021 season came with new regulations that made sure every team made significant changes to their cars' engineering and design. For Red Bull, they got it right, but the same can't be said for Mercedes. With the cars in better shape and crazy determination from Max, Red Bull dominated the season with 15 wins and secured the 2nd Drivers' Championship courtesy of Max Verstappen. That season, Hamilton finished 6th. Max and Sergio Perez did very well that season and helped Red Bull win the 2022 Constructors' Championship for the first time since 2013, when the team last secured the title. Again, in 2023, Max won his third consecutive championship. Amazingly, he won 19 of 22 races and finished outside the top 3 just once while completing every race. That season, Max was more impressive as he had more than double the points of Perez, who was the second in the Drivers' Championship. In addition, Max set several records, including the most wins in a row during an F1 season. However, in 2024, Max could not finish a race for the first time in almost 2 years, due to mechanical failure at the Australian Grand Prix. Aside from that, he had won 2 opening races of the 2024 season, and he also won 2 more before he finished second to Lando Norris at Miami. At that point, it wasn't clear if Max would have the same level of success in 2024 as he did in 2023. As the season went on, he finished 6th at Monaco and made more fans wonder what would come out of the season for him. Over the next 6 races, he won 2 times and finished second place once. However, he maintained a good lead in the Drivers' Championship heading into the F1's annual summer break. After the season resumed, Lando Norris applied more pressure on Max, but Max's win at the Brazilian Grand Prix only drew him closer to his 4th championship. Eventually, he finished ahead of Norris at the Las Vegas Grand Prix, earning himself his 4th consecutive world championship. At the post-race interview, Max said, "To stand here as a 4-time world champion is of course something I never thought was possible. So yeah, at the moment, just feeling relieved in a way, but also very proud."